Yes. What month is this, Joe?
Spooky season.
Spooky season.
Yeah.
It's good to see that Han got in the spirit.
Yeah, he did.
And that Mike could join us.
Yeah, it was good to see Mike again.
Yeah, so we'll talk about the VHS series. We'll see if anything else comes up. But that's kind of our whole thing this time.
Yeah.
So we'll go through, kind of give an overview of some of the movies, talk about our favorite segments, and see how it goes.
Yeah, so join us on a couch of couchiness.
Couch of couchiness.
The couch of couchiness. It's one of the most comfortable couches you'll ever sit on, so please stop by Thrillsville and Edwardsville. We're going to talk about VHS movies.
You mean movies released on VHS?
No.
Then what do you mean? What else could it mean?
Popular to contrary belief. That's not words.
Contrary to popular belief.
That's it.
There we go.
We're going to talk about the series VHS, where they are just segmented movies.
The anthology movie
Yeah.
series.
So come to find out now, there is 8 of them.
Yes.
So, and we've been watching these since 2012.
Yeah.
When me and Nick went to the theater at the Tivoli, R.I.P. The Tivoli. God, I miss that place so much.
It's still there.
It's a church.
Yay.
Because that's what needed to happen with one of the best theaters in St. Louis. We sat in the front row because I think we wanted to talk about every segment while we were watching it, and then we didn't because it was...
Prepared for it to be trash?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
As we did for every movie that we went to see. Morning Morphin Power Rangers, Spawn. And then come to find out, we at the end of the movie, we realized that we hadn't been breathing for at least 15 to 20 minutes because the last segment was so insane. But yeah. And then I don't think we ever saw another one in the theater. I don't even know if VHS 2 or...
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if VHS 2 would be the only other one that would have probably been in the theater. And then afterwards, I'm pretty sure all of them were just streaming.
Yeah. Well, to set this up a little more, if you haven't seen them, VHS is a series of movies that are found footage. So the first couple started off, they have these wraparounds where it's like, people doing an investigation, or like one of them is cops going into a scene. There's another one where it's a SWAT team bursts into a place, just, some type of surround. Where then they end up finding a pile of VHS tapes and then just start playing them. And then the segments of the anthology are the things that are on the different tapes. So they had the first 2 were like a year apart, and then I think the third one was either the next year or a little bit of time between.
No. It goes 2012, 2013, 2014.
Yes.
And then we took a nap.
Yes.
For a long time.
Right.
Until 2021. And then now, ever since 2021, there's been a new one every year, which is kind of awesome. Yeah,
we would have to go look at, we could have done this before we were on camera. Also could have turned my phone off before we were on camera.
I was going to say something about it, but I didn't want to be a dick.
Well, a minute ago, if you heard that wasn't your phone, that was mine.
It was the Taco Bell delivery service.
What we're going to talk about is our favorite segments.
Now that you know the synopsis.
Yes. So now that you know kind of where these have come from, so
synopsis.
We're just going to run down these. We're just going to do these. These aren't in favorite order. These are order they appeared in the films. So each one of these segments has a name.
His name is Tyler Durden.
They're the names on the tapes that they find. So the first one is just called 10/31/98. And this is a segment where these, I forget what age they are or what age they're supposed to be. They look 20. I don't know if they're supposed to be teenagers or whatever.
Age is irrelevant.
But they go to a house party.
Oh, yeah, this is what I was speaking of, yes.
Yeah, and then they get to the house party and they've gone to the wrong location. So there's no party there.
They didn't go to the wrong location. That was where they were sent.
Yeah.
That's where they were told that the party was.
But the only
which
party
was even
that's happening
freakier.
is a bunch of ghosts.
Yeah.
And then so they, experience a haunted house.
Right.
That's good.
And because, and I don't care if it's spoilers because this was 2012, and if you haven't seen it yet, then tough shit. The house was haunted, but then also there was a, sacrificial, ritual happening upstairs, up in the attic, which was kind of...
Yeah, and that's kind of how a lot of these go. Like, it sets up where, especially in the early ones, it's like...
Yeah.
The setup is like people doing a normal thing, and then it kind of goes off the rails.
Yeah. It's that cool mystery of it's the discovery of all of them. It's what is attractive to me.
Yeah, the second movie has a segment in it that is called, I think it's called A Ride in the Park. It's one of my favorite in all of them, which is a guy is on a bike ride through the woods, and then suddenly a zombie jumps out and attacks him. The notable thing about this, though, is that it's all through the perspective of the GoPro that he is wearing when he's on the bike.
Yeah.
So once he turns into a zombie, the rest of the segment is GoPro vision of a zombie running around being a zombie.
Yeah.
Which just kind of gets out of control.
But and it's also super creative. I mean, it's one of those... I'd never seen that before.
Right.
Well, so it made it very... You'd always kind of, I don't know, in your brain, you're always you always just see the people that are like, I don't know. And you're let's see what this zombie's up to.
I think that's what's very effective about the segment. And again, to kind of go back to all of these, is that is a very small idea.
Yeah.
Let's do a GoPro vision of a zombie. That would be cool.
Right.
They didn't have to stretch it to a 90-minute long movie. They didn't have to do whatever. They made a segment that was the right amount of time to not load it with stupid story.
The plot was one line.
To not do a bunch. Yeah, it's literally zombie, GoPro plus zombie equals, and then, I don't know, maybe a $sign. But yeah, so it's
the change sign, not the $sign.
It's not bloated. It's not overwritten.
Yeah.
It's not it's hard to even say it's underwritten. It's literally one line, GoPro zombie. But then, the several things that happen in there, with him attacking people and whatever else, it just feels like the stuff that would happen with the zombie on a bike path. Mm-hmm. And then it just gets a chance to end, and then just goes to the next segment.
Yep.
And you're like, oh, that was cool.
Because that tape ended.
Yeah. And then the segment right after that is called Safe Haven. So that one, goes sideways and gets kind of crazy. And checking my references here, a.k.a. Byron. Is this the one that is directed by the guy that did The Raid? I was going to say, because there's some action shots in this that feel very Raid-like.
Very kinetic.
Raid-ish.
Yeah. So that one and the first-person zombie one are both in VHS 2. The next one that we're calling out is from VHS 94, so this is in the newer group of them. And it's called Storm Drain. And this is where a reporter goes into a storm drain. Why does she go into a storm drain, Joe?
Because she was getting reports of people going in and being killed, I'm pretty sure.
Disappearances, you would say?
Yeah. Yeah. And then come to find out.
Yikes.
It was, most movies, you would go into that tunnel and then they'd see something in the shadows. And they'd be like, I'm going to go away. I'm going to run out of here because that's messed up. But this lady, she's smart. She goes all the way.
Their one-line description was, it's the payoff of a movie. Because there's barely any other story that she's like, well, I've heard all the stuff. Let's go in this tube. And then the end of a movie happens.
What if one of the giant rats, this Master Splinter, turned into a half human because he got with April O'Neil, and then became Ratma, which that name that wasn't even a name in it, was it?
Yeah, it was.
It is.
Was she that was the...
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She's back
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the most disturbing creature in most films. They did a great job with it because it's very. I mean, it's obviously. It's a guy in a suit, and it's just.
Yeah, but you get.
It's so weird and unhinged and gross and.
Well, you say that about the going in and finding something in the shadows or whatever. There is a good use of not revealing it and then revealing it.
Yep.
You have no questions at the end of what this thing
Correct.
looks like.
Yes.
And it's not a fun thing to look at.
Yeah, and then they get married, and then they go to Hawaii.
So, hail Ratma in summation.
Hail Ratma.
All right, so then that was from 94. Another segment from 94
I assume he
that
died.
I particularly like is called Funeral Home, which this is, kind of morbid, given that it's in a funeral home. Spoiler alert is that it's empty, and then it starts to storm outside, and then...
But it's also like
happen.
it just... Some of these obviously just become such a... I don't know what you want to say, but it's one of those like half fears that a lot of people will have, and they just kind of like, and then all of a sudden they just
think about that.
Yeah,
because it's very much like the beginning of it is. I was saying this to Byron earlier. The thing that's interesting about the funeral home segment is that as soon as they put the camera in that room and you see what the setup is, you basically immediately know what's going to happen for the next however many minutes it is, however long it is.
You have a pretty good idea, yeah.
Yeah, you're just immediately like, oh, this is probably... But you're right, though. The reason why you think that isn't because they've set it up a bunch in the movie. It's because it's that thing that if you have a weird brain, which most people do, you kind of think when you're in a setting like that.
Right.
Where you're just like, well, this is normal, but then you're thinking it's not normal. You're like, wouldn't this be weird if this thing happened? And then this is a segment where one of those things happens.
There's part of it where I'm like, why would you I would just leave. I would just get out.
There is that moment at the beginning where you're like, nah.
Yeah.
If you had just immediately sprinted and got a second person,
right,
hopefully some sort of security personnel.
Yeah, and they broadcast this on Corn Cob TV, didn't they? Up and out
Busting out of shit wood and hitting pavement. All right, so moving on. Another segment, also in 94, is entitled The Subject. In The Subject, we are inside what looks like a weird laboratory. Mm-hmm. And then one of the subjects wakes up, and it's a guy that finds out that while he was out from whatever accident he had or whatever, the half-insane or maybe fully insane doctor that's in the space took the liberty and turned him into a cyborg. But then the doctor didn't really think about if he was angry, how that would go. And the guy doesn't really take to being a cyborg.
Did you ever see Tetsuo the Iron Man?
Yeah, definitely.
So if you've ever seen that, that kind of...
Yeah.
More of a little bit of a modernish kind of take on that.
Yeah, but it's what I like about this segment.
It's really cool. I mean, it's really creative.
What I like about this segment is that it starts off pretty creepy. And you're like it has like the feeling of like a horror movie set in like a half medical setting or whatever else, where it's just unsettling. You don't really like it. But then once the guy kind of turns and is like, I'm not having this, and realizes that he's in control of a cyborg suit, including either having a giant sword or having an arm that's been replaced by a sword, and then making use of that, it just gets super metal.
Yeah.
Like, immediately. The guy is just like, oh, this is happening.
It's funny you say that because
off.
I think you probably could have just put, like, Cannibal Corpse over top of this entire segment, and it would have been absolutely fine and appropriate.
This is definitely like
or a Tool.
It's like a speed metal video.
Yeah.
That they haven't figured out what band it's going to be for yet.
Yeah, it's just a really good music video.
Yeah.
That's what I like that one.
All right, so then the next one I have noted that we wanted to talk about is this little segment. We've now jumped all the way ahead to the second to latest one because it's not VHS Halloween, which we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, it came out
Happening soon.
yesterday.
Next podcast will probably have a review of it.
It came out on October 3rd, whenever you're watching this.
Yes. So the next segment we wanted to talk about, though, is called Live and Let Dive.
Live and let die. It was directed by Aerosmith.
Joe Perry was, yeah. So
I'm gonna get sued.
give more people GoPros. I don't want to miss a thing. Oh no, look out. Janie's got a gun.
These are Aerosmith references. Byron doesn't get it. He doesn't know who Aerosmith is.
Nobody gets
I've
this.
seen Armageddon.
Nobody gets
I've
this.
seen Armageddon.
Which arguably is the longest music video ever made.
Yeah. This is fiction.
Live and Let Dive is about these friends that are on a small plane to go skydiving.
Yeah, because
they do.
It's not already terrifying enough.
They do start in a plane.
Yes.
And they do land on the ground
This
in an
is
orchard.
Also very true.
In between those 2 plot points, what happens, Joe?
Shit goes sideways.
Like the plane literally goes sideways?
No, it doesn't. That's when the plane crashes, right? Right by them? Or does it just keep going? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're in the plane, and then suddenly they see an alien ship out the window.
Oh, that's right.
And then the alien boards the plane, and then they end up not in the plane, and then it ends up chasing them through the orchard.
That's right.
And yeah, and it's I don't know in terms of story or anything. Like it's basically just teeing up the special effects.
I like that you asked
has a
me
ton of
what
cool
happened, and
shots
I
in it.
actually didn't even know. I just remember the orchard. It's terrifying. And it's
And
all in
then-
daylight. That's the coolest part about it.
The really cool shot in it to me is whenever they're lifting up the truck, and it's just a really good effect of like the truck being beamed up, but it's not doing your classic like perfectly level.
Right.
Like it's definitely lifting it up and it's falling out. Like they're trying to cling to the truck and get away.
They're not very good aliens.
Yeah, it's definitely entertaining.
I'm very original.
Then we get to a segment that I'm glad isn't a full-length movie, but actually, as we called out a minute ago, it kind of already is a full-length movie called Tusk. So if you've never seen Tusk, Tusk is a weird ride. And it's a lot like the segment in VHS Beyond called Fur Babies. Joe, you want to take a crack at talking us through what Fur Babies is?
Wait, Justin Long is the star of this, isn't he? Is he the star of this segment?
We're going to have to go to the Byron. No.
Oh, well, he directed it? He directed it. So these kids
Joe.
go to a house to go like adopt a dog or something. They're going to go look at a dog, and then the lady's super nice. She's so sweet and great, and then she like offers to give them drinks, I think. And then all of a sudden they wake up in cages in a basement, and then she starts treating them like dogs, and then starts is she injecting them?
I forget how she's mutating them.
She cutting them?
But you do find out in the basement that there are other people in the process of becoming more dog-like, we'll say.
Yeah.
You know, her other fur babies.
Yeah, not like a walrus, but like a dog.
That's a Tusk reference. So the interesting thing to me about this segment is I don't know how much I like it. For the first 2/3.
Yeah.
It's a little weird. It's off-putting. There's a couple of things where it's like, we get it. We don't need to see this part for this long. Like just with her, you know, treating them like bad dogs or whatever, where you're just like, this is getting a little weird.
It gets over the top with that.
But then, But then one of the people gives in and just becomes a fur baby.
Yeah.
And the last bit of the segment, I mean, I feel bad for spoiling it, but the last bit of the segment is the GoPro camera on the dog's collar.
Yeah.
As the person has now given in to just being a dog. And that goes very dog-like for a few minutes. And then I believe the mailman shows up. And then it goes very sideways. But it's, yeah, the beginning part is very weird and off-putting, but the way that it just kind of tees up the insanity of that shot. Because again, I think that's like, this was the, to go back to what we were saying earlier, this is the one where you have one sentence, and your one sentence is like GoPro on a dog collar, but the dog is like also a guy. And then they're like, you're going to have to write a second sentence, sir.
No, I will not.
And then the script was 2 sentences.
Yeah.
It was, guy gets turned into dog guy has GoPro. That's how you write that one. But it's, I mean, it sticks with you.
Yeah, for sure. It's unsettling.
Speaking of sticking with you, the last one that we have to talk about is actually the last segment on VHS Beyond, which is where this woman, it's called Stowaway, and this woman is going, out to the edge of the desert and keeps seeing this, like, thing she can't really describe, but she's just kind of, like, interested in it. She goes, you get the implication that maybe she thinks it might be a UFO or whatever. And then in the segment, you see her figure out how to board the ship, and then the ship takes her on a little bit of a journey. But it is not a fun journey. No,
it's I feel like she wanted to be on the ship, though, right? Like, she was trying to get on the ship.
So I think the way the segment comes across to me is that she is interested. She wants to know what it is.
Yeah.
Her curiosity gets the better of her.
Yes.
What she ends up falling into is
love.
essentially just like a trap that is collecting specimens from different places. Because you don't really ever see an alien, you don't see whatever else. You get the sense that she is traveling quickly away from Earth. So I've always thought of it as like, probably the sensation of being like a crab, getting into a crab trap, and then being pulled out of the ocean, where she's just like in it, and then while she's on the ship starts to reconfigure and do some things.
Yeah.
And it gets pretty horrifying because it's like it's trying to, figure out what humans are by performing some quick experiments and just it gets a little bit hard to follow what's even happening other than it's horrifying. And I think it's really trying to sell the effect of she doesn't really comprehend what's going on. You don't really comprehend what's going on. You just know she's in the wrong place.
Yeah.
And it...
Did you ever see, what's that, Darkness in the Sky or whatever it is? Fire in the Sky.
Mm-hmm.
That was the vibe that I got.
Yeah, 100%. I feel
Except for that movie is way more terrifying.
If you haven't seen Fire in the Sky, you should definitely go watch that movie.
And don't watch it at night by yourself.
Yes. The thing about Fire in the Sky is that you... spoilers. So if you don't want to be spoiled, turn this off right now and go watch it.
The guy gets abducted.
The guy gets abducted by aliens. Most of the film, though, you don't know that for sure.
Right.
You have, you think you're sympathetic to him, but most of it is like it's the cops and the town and his buddies who were hunting with him. Like the cops are accusing them, like he's missing for part of the movie, and then he shows up and he is in a weird state. But while he's gone, they're like accusing his buddies of murdering him and disappearing him, whatever else. He comes back, it just has more questions or whatever else. But then the last bit of the movie shows what actually happened.
Yeah,
and that scene of him being abducted by aliens.
It's pure nightmare fuel.
Happens, it is, if you were around at the time to watch X-Files and like all of the Fox shows like Alien Autopsy and whatever else, it was the nightmare version of all of the pieces of those you had ever picked up.
Yeah, put all of those together and amplify it by like 10.
It was just like, well, you've wanted to see this everywhere else. We're going to show it to you right now.
God.
And it is...
It sticks with you, for sure.
I don't want to be abducted. I'll say that. A couple of those Kang and Kodos moments on The Simpsons, you're like, maybe I'll be abducted. That looks kind of cool. Fire in the sky, you get the impression that is not the case.
I voted for Kronos.
Yeah, so you have that nightmare segment in there that is just very, very affecting. I'll say, I feel like the first time watching that movie, it feels, I don't want to say boring, but it is a little bit slower than it is like the second or third time when you know that ending part is happening and you know the reality of what happened to him. But definitely check out Fire in the Sky. So, Joe, that's it for my favorite VHS segment, which is a completely different movie called Fire in the Sky. After that tangent.
I mean, when you watch, there's Love, Death, Robots, and then there's another one of those shows where they have the shorts. I can't remember. Secret Level is another show.
Cabinet of Curiosities.
Oh, yeah, Cabinet of Curiosities. So,
yeah,
to me, I feel like there's a slight theme, which is great. And I just hope that they keep doing them. I'll keep watching them because I don't have anything to lose. I mean, it's like...
Yeah, I feel like
I wish they would come back to the theaters, to be honest. I mean...
My introduction...
It would be more entertaining.
Through a couple of friends that, at times would be like, hey, you got to watch this segment. So it wasn't really sitting down and, like, watching the whole things all the way through. So I think because of that, it's always felt a little film festival-y to me. And I think they're getting more effective at that. So I think at this point, like... whenever they announced Halloween, it wasn't like, oh my God, they're doing another VHS movie. It was like, this year, it's Halloween themed.
Right.
So I look forward to them continuing to do these every year because I think this fits it is a thing that should exist.
It fills a hole in my heart.
Yeah, it fills a gap between, like, doing something as part of, like, a television show where you still have, like, length requirements about around stuff. It's not, this stuff is better than just things that should be dumped to YouTube. But at the same time, like, these are not things that should be developed into full movies or kind of cannibalized into being parts of longer movies. They just need to be short films. And so I feel like it's a good thing that these are out there.
How do you get in it? Do I call someone and be like, I wish at the end of every VHS movie was like a little like, if you would like to enter your movie into the next VHS series, please call 1-800 I make movies.
We're allowed to steal your ideas and don't expect a call back. Thanks.
No, they ain't gonna steal your ideas.
You know what we should do if we do want to try to get into one of these VHS things? Is stop recording this and record something else.
Why would we do that?
VHS! Oh! Look at that. Now we're over here. Well, Joe, we talked about VHS for probably too long. And then threw in a review of Fire in the Sky in there.
Yeah, it was cool.
So...
I hope you guys enjoyed that.
This is another episode. I mean, we did our intro. We're over here now, but... This is our first time back on the couch for an entire episode for a while.
Yeah. I think that the parking lot reviews are fun.
Yeah.
So we'll probably do another one of those soon.
Yeah, definitely.
Whenever we figure out what movie that's worthy to going to see.
Well, now that you threw that on there, it throws off my plan of mentioning Tron.
Oh, yeah, Tron's coming out.
To be determined if that will be worth doing a review of.
I mean, why not?
Right, because it's got Jared Leto in it, and it's got,
I mean, I'm going to see
Leto, whatever, who cares?
Leto, no, you didn't. Anyway.
Bad.
I know.
But that's going to do it for this episode.
So scary, but not that scary. And we determined that it is kind of scary.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in again. Bye.
Bye.